Pop quiz time.
Oh, no.
Where is the number one destination for bachelorette parties, at least based on my vision?
Your vision? That's frightening. Nashville, Tennessee.
There were so many.
There really were.
And we're not going to talk any about that at any capacity. Coming up next on the RV Shenanigans podcast. Welcome back to the RV Shenanigans podcast. I'm Dodo Brain.
And I'm Lauren.
I'm not going to lie, this is our second podcast today, third in a couple of days because of the travel we have coming up, and I was stretching for something there.
He's had lunch. He's ready for a nappy nap.
Yeah, and by nap, I mean sit at my desk and work some more. No, so we're going to talk about Nashville, Tennessee. Spoiler, it's one of my new favorite places, but there were so many bachelorette parties.
They were everywhere.
And I'll preface this by saying we're not big drinkers, and we don't normally go out very late anymore.
That's true.
And by late, I mean like 10 p.m.
I meant like 9.
Okay, well, 9's like normal, like home and in bed by 9.
Yeah.
I'm saying like 10's too far.
Oh, too far, yeah. 100%.
Ultimately, why did we want to go to Nashville, or the circumstances around going to Nashville? Because I know they don't.
I wanted to go for my birthday. And I really just wanted to go somewhere that we hadn't been before, see something we hadn't seen before. And this was on both of our bucket lists.
Yep. So I will say we very early on, and I'm not going to say maybe we didn't know for the first 10 years of our relationship how much we wanted to travel. We tried to travel.
Yeah.
But when we got to that point, we started doing stuff like / had money to do it. We kind of went, I want to see more stuff. And so we both kind of made a list, and it's a rather lengthy one too. Well, mine is.
Yeah.
Okay. And so Nashville was on that list. I'd argue probably top 5, top 10.
Yeah, definitely.
At least in the U.S. I mean, there's obviously other things I want to do outside of the U.S., but in the U.S. it was definitely top 5.
Yep.
But we're fans of country music. And so we always felt like at some point we should go there and at least see that aspect of it.
And particularly, I would say for me, like older country music, not necessarily what's popular nowadays, but I would call it older.
That's triggering for some people.
It might be, and that's fine. I'm in my 30s, and I like older country music.
Well, hold on. Define older country music.
So, see, he wants me to get like bad hits or something. No.
What era of country music are you talking about that you say you like the best? That's what I'm trying to get at.
So for me, like starting with Reba and Trisha Yearwood and Clint Black, Garth Brooks, backwards.
Okay, so let's say 90s and backwards.
Yes.
So maybe a scooch in the 2000s. But it's the closer to the 2000s you get, the less and less that becomes.
Right. And then you start getting into more of like the classics and the people that influence them. And I think that's cool. Definitely a Dolly fan. So it's just, that's my version of older, not today's.
It's a little different today.
It is.
Not that it's necessarily bad.
Moving on. All right.
So obviously we're talking a lot about country music because that is what rules Nashville. So Nashville has been around for a hot minute. We've got, in my opinion, one of our better destination videos on it. So do you know Nashville's nickname, don't you?
Music City?
Music City.
Oh, okay.
And so did you know how it got that name?
Because there's music.
But it's had that name since like the 40s.
Because there was music.
Oh, yeah. But so there was a traveling group back then when gospel music was really all that was out there, called the Fisk Jubilee Singers. I looked stuff up like a month ago.
You can remember that, but
couldn't remember where I ate the second day. But I remembered
things.
that for some reason. I also edited the video and that's in there. And so I saw it like 37 times.
All right. So we've got the Fisk Jubilee.
And so they did like a traveling revival kind of a thing. And so but that was the first kind of introduction to music from Nashville, which was kind of a more modern, upbeat version of like a bluegrass gospel combination kind of a thing. So, and then that's where it kind of got that name. And then since then, that type of music had been produced in Nashville for ever into now. I mean, from then till now, essentially. Yeah. I mean, I believe I heard somewhere that there's something like 1,500 working artists that call Nashville home.
I believe that.
1,600, something like that.
I'm kind of surprised it's not more, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well,
that may be just the singers. I mean, you're not. Maybe there's.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, artists, actual singer, songwriters, singers, performers, that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about just band members and all that stuff. Like actual artists.
Okay.
And I don't know if that includes I know a lot of them use Franklin as well, which is just a suburb of Nashville. It's just south a little bit, which is a cute little town. We've just never been there. I've seen pictures. Because this isn't about Franklin.
That's right.
But yeah, it's a very, I'm going to say, interesting town because it's somewhere, there's a lot of historical stuff there.
Yeah, it was a mix.
It's probably the biggest mix of historic versus new versus, all of that stuff that I've ever seen in a city that's embracing both.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think some cities that have an older feel to them, like say Boston, they kind of lean on that historic side quite a bit on the tourism stuff.
Yeah.
But then you have other cities like LA, that's the opposite. Like new and flashy is all the thing there. You know, there's not a lot of old historic stuff there to begin with, but they don't necessarily lean on it anyway. So
it's a good point.
All right. So we obviously took our RV. This is the RV Shenanigans podcast after all. How did you feel about getting into Nashville? And obviously I'm going to say this, we came from the southwest. So we drove up from the North Texas area. So we came from the Knoxville region nope, that's past it. We came up from Memphis towards Nashville. Knoxville's on the other side.
Good job.
I figured that out as I said it.
Geography.
So we came in from essentially the west side. Driving an RV through Nashville it's fine. Everything's fine.
It happened.
It's on the more stressful side of things, but it wasn't it wasn't not doable.
Yes. So one of the things that I found is that they have a lot of highway interchanges, it seems, where roads come in and go out.
Odd ones too.
Yes. And so you had trouble kind of finding which lane we really needed to be in a timely fashion.
Right.
And then a lot of those ramps backed up. And so kind of by the time you realized where you needed to be, there was a line and we weren't in it.
Right. When you're 55 feet long, 50 feet long or bigger, that it's, as you know, if you've driven a big rig or anything like that through traffic and you're like, oop, I'm in an exit only lane.
Right.
It might take a hot minute for you to be able to get over, or you need to get over so that you get into the merging lane, whatever.
And before you say, weren't you using your maps? Yes, we were using 3.
Yeah.
But they don't tell you which lane to be in early enough sometimes.
Yeah, I was going to say early enough. Some of them do, or they do it in a weird way. Like the Garmin is great 85% of the time with that stuff.
Sure.
But when it drops the ball, it full on drops it.
It really does.
Because it's okay, you've got this intersection. I've had some things pop up where it's a confusing intersection and it shows the whole intersection and your little line. I've had it where it's the line's coming at you in the top right corner and you just stay in that lane or 2 lanes or whatever it identifies. It wouldn't even tell you anything. It's stay on 45. Well, where the crap's 45? Give me a little hand here because I don't know where I'm supposed to be when I'm, half mile out getting close to this thing and it's starting to get really busy. So.
And there's generally, we found a lot of traffic.
It's not the great, downtown.
Correct.
We didn't use, for the most part, we didn't use the external highways that go around the city very much.
Yeah, I didn't find they were as conducive as they are in other places.
No, the highway system there was probably a little... misdesigned.
Just a little to be desired.
But I don't know what 15, 20 years ago, there might have been a different need than there is now. So who knows?
That makes sense.
But yeah, it was fine. It was just a little stressful. So I'd say go through Nashville with a game plan.
I would say buckle up, Buttercup.
Well, okay, that's what she told me in the car, actually. But I'm serious. I would get a game plan, look at Google Maps and understand kind of what you're getting into before you get into it. Just whatever your last stop before you go into Nashville is, it is one of those towns too that if you're on the line of I need fuel, I need to use the restroom, stop.
Absolutely.
So in our last episode or a couple of episodes ago, depending on when this one comes out, I went to Hershey. I had to go right through Nashville. I made a point to stop outside of Nashville because I knew what I was getting into before I went through it.
Which is so interesting because also when we went to Pigeon Forge, we had to go through Nashville.
But we didn't.
We didn't.
We went around it. We used one of the bypasses because we were going, because of where we stayed, we couldn't do that. We would have to double back almost twice as far as we went the other way.
I was trying to think because I don't remember the traffic being that bad in
And
Nashville.
I thought about that because it's not the most direct route. It will, based on like RV Life and Garmin and all those things, it'll add a few minutes.
Okay.
Worth it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that bypass in Shreveport to get around all
Okay.
the stupidity that's downtown Shreveport roads. It's 5 minutes longer. It's so worth it to bring your stress level down.
I believe that would be Loop 220.
And I forgot in Shreveport. Yeah, that one's ingrained now. But I don't remember what it was. But it's a bypass to get to the east side from the west side, or vice versa.
Okay.
And I completely forgot about it. So on the way out, I didn't take it, and I wish I had. And then the way back, I took it, and it was so much better.
So much.
So yeah, when we went to Pigeon Forge, we just missed downtown Nashville completely. You can kind of see it off in the distance, but not all that great. So there are not a ton of RV parks to pick from.
No, there weren't. Like surprisingly few.
And realistically, there's about 2 areas too.
You're right. Yeah.
And that's about it. Now, as you start getting more outside the city, yes, there are. But most people that go to Nashville are there for Lower Broadway, Country Music Hall of Fame, Ryman, all of that stuff.
I'm going to stay at one of the hundreds of hotels right there in that area.
They're the 2 areas. We're going to talk about the one we didn't stay in first. And that is up where the KOA is.
Right.
And there was another one up there. It was like 3 Rivers or something like that. But I believe Lauren said it seemed like the KOA may have purchased them.
Yeah. Whenever we would try to do it online, it kind of looked like it took us to a KOA site. And even just driving by it kind of looked like they may have now been
Rebranded.
Yeah.
Integrated.
And so, but those are up by the Opry.
Yeah, they're close to the Opry. And also up by the Opry is the Gaylord Opryland Hotel, which is like the Gaylord Texan here, Gaylord Palms in Florida. Right. Same idea, different theme. That's all up there. And then there is a couple, 2 to be specific. There's a COE/state park for Tennessee, something like that, down on I don't remember the name of the lake. That's, we'll call it Lake of Nashville. I know I'm wrong, but that's okay. It's just southeast of downtown.
The lake.
At the very top of it is, I just drew a blank on ours.
Shores. Nashville Shores.
Nashville Shores. There we go. I kept wanting to say Lake Shores for some reason.
Told y'all it's nap time.
It's too much stuff going on time. So Nashville Shores, which when I first initially looked at it, I'm like, oh, cool, nice little RV park on the thing. And then as I deep dived a little more, I'm like, oh, it's an RV park and a water park.
And a water park.
And an adventure park.
Interesting.
And a jet ski, kayak, rental boat place. And also some trails.
It wears a lot of hats.
I would argue it is a water park first.
I completely agree with you.
And we knew that before we went. So before anybody says, well, how come you didn't do your... I did. I knew. I still went. Because I do think that for what we were looking for, with a reasonable proximity to downtown, there is no great downtown.
There's not.
RV parks. There's nothing close by. Like New Orleans has that one that's not too far from Bourbon Street that you can kind of walk around at. Nashville's not like this.
And you may map some of these and say, but the map says it's only 15, 20 minutes to downtown. And
30 to 45 easy.
That's a lie.
On a good day, it was 30.
Yeah.
Now with our dually too, another little, let's focus on the RV park. I thought it was a good park. It's a little tight.
It was.
In spots. Now we got Fancy Pants Lauren's birthday weekend site. So we had a deluxe back-end waterfront.
That's right. We got to stay right on the water and watch all the people in their stand-up paddle boards and jet skis and stuff. It was fun.
Eat it. It was hilarious.
It's our entertainment.
Yeah. Well, you tried paddleboarding, which we'll get into a little bit, and you did not eat it.
We were those people too, and everybody
didn't fall.
Got to watch us.
So no, but we stayed down on the water. There's 2 real main sections to the park, which is you feel like you're going to the water park at first, and then as soon as you check in and you go past that little area, it makes a lot more sense. But up until that point, it does not.
No, and some of the water park patrons weren't as patient with us as an RV trying to check in. Yeah. And like there's a little place where you're supposed to pull over, and they were a little hasty over there.
It's typical. Nobody understands RVing unless you're an RVer situation. So yeah, pack your patience pants with that. And I say that it all depends on what time you're
That's true.
coming in. I don't know if it's open year round. I'm assuming it is. So if you're going in the winter, you're probably fine because the water park's more than likely closed.
Right.
But we happen to be getting there as the water park was closing and letting out.
Oh, yes.
And so the road coming in, once you get past like the ticketing booth, the parking booth thing, which you just blow right through, and purposely they tell you to.
It's not like we took out the gate arm.
It's not the widest thing in the world, and there's a few turns that you, as an RV, you have to take wider. And there are people that like to cut corners that don't have RVs coming at you.
And there were speed bumps too.
Right. And so, and of course, like with our rig, it's doesn't like speed bumps.
No, it doesn't.
And so I have to come down almost to a complete stop because these were pretty big speed bumps. Just so I didn't know that I was, flipping things around the kitchen kind of a thing.
Right.
And so I don't recommend coming as the park's closing.
That may have been a tactical error.
So now, with that being said, nobody was going the direction we were going, which was nice. So like when I pulled over, it was not in anybody's way.
Yeah.
But like even just trying to cross the road from the pull off to there was kind of a pain because like people just weren't paying attention.
No. And I will say that if you are a family and you're going for summer activities and you want to do the water park, I think this is a number one great place
Absolutely.
to
You
be.
just walk over. It's not. And I believe that you have the ability to get there a little earlier because you're at the park. Yeah, I was trying to read some of that stuff. And you also do get discounted tickets. So full disclosure, if you are going to go to Nashville Shores and you want to use the water park, unlike Lauren and I, do not buy your tickets online for the water park. Wait, buy them there because they will be like 20% less.
Yeah.
Just because you're staying. You have to buy them from the camp store because they need to know you're staying there.
Yep.
So I would stay there again. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know that we would. So this is going to come back at the end of the show, but I would stay there again if I was going to RV Nashville.
Right.
That's my disclaimer. Remember that. I said that till the end.
Let's put a little asterisk next to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure that we're going to RV Nashville again. We'll go RV through it. So with that, as far as the location of the park, obviously most of the things are downtown or just northeast of downtown, Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah.
That is where most of the action is. We went downtown twice, I believe.
Yeah, we did.
We could have gone downtown like 5 or 6 times.
We really could have. And that's why there's an asterisk next to the RVing thing, because we really enjoyed downtown.
I did. It was a happy mix. So like sometimes you go to some downtowns and it's like dirty and grungy and gross, or it's like 6th Street in Austin where it's like, it's too many bars. Yeah. People are just out of control. I never felt any of that in any capacity. Like this was the most, for an area that has a lot of restaurants and bars, this was the most family-friendly version of that I've ever seen.
True.
Granted, it's still bars. There's still a lot of live music. And I'm sure as the evening goes on, it gets rowdier.
Yes.
But that ain't our scene anymore, so I can't tell you.
And we only had, I would say, 1 or 2 observations of homeless people not behaving themselves. One of them was while we were having dinner, like right outside the window, but the police came and took care of that.
Oh, yeah. And I was going to say, like, but even the little bit that was happening, it got squashed, in my opinion, from my point of view, pretty quickly. Now, it could have been happening down the street further and I didn't see it, but.
Exactly. And I mean, we've been in Austin and Dallas and a lot of big downtowns, Houston and things.
I would put Nashville on par with like Fort Worth as far as it was clean. I mean, yes, there's homeless people. There always are. It wasn't bad. At no point did I ever like wish I had something to protect myself. Never did I feel uncomfortable with you being down there. That kind of thing. Just normal nervousness. And so, but as far as like getting into downtown, like there's dualies are not a thing.
No.
I mean, they are obviously, but not down there.
Don't do that.
You can park dualies down there. You are going to pay through the nose.
Yes.
Keep in mind when I say this number, this is during the week, during the day. And it was, I think the cheapest one I found was $90 a day.
Yeah, I think so.
Because technically the dually is an oversized vehicle. And so that was a no-go for us.
And just even watching like the traffic patterns and some of the turns and places you'd have to park, we just Ubered.
So there was a suggestion on some of the forums that I looked that you could park over by Nissan Stadium, which is home of the Tennessee Titans. We never did this. We got real close to trying one day.
Yeah.
And then you walk over, I forget the name of it, the pedestrian bridge.
Yes. But
it's the famous bridge you see in all the videos.
But wasn't that like a mile to walk from the parking lot?
It was just over, it was like a third of a mile to get to downtown, but then you still have to walk to wherever you're going in downtown. So it's situational. So like for instance, to get to center of Broadway or lower Broadway, it was about a mile.
Okay.
And so, but both ways. And if you've been eating maybe a few cocktails here and there,
Margaritas.
going back, the there is less of the problem. The back is a bigger problem. And if there's an event at the stadium, you're SOL.
Yeah.
If there's anything else going on, and it's, again, free, allegedly.
Allegedly.
And so typically what comes with free is crime.
Yep.
And so, because the cars are a little bit more separated from downtown, I'm sure that there's less patrols, less that kind of stuff. Right. Whereas when you park in like a downtown garage, it's a garage. I mean, they're not, it's difficult for people to get in and out of them without being noticed, kind of a thing. So we just elected to Uber/Lyft, whatever was cheapest, from Nashville Shores down there. Yeah. We ended up doing 2 rides, rides total, like there and back as a ride. And then obviously when we did Grand Ole Opry, we drove up there because there's plenty of parking there.
Exactly.
So, up, just to give you an idea of proximity, Uber Lyft, it took us about 30 to 45 minutes. On Google Maps, like Lauren said, it said 15 to 20, depending on where you're going in downtown.
Right.
I believe it was actually kind of similar for the Grand Ole Opry, but you had to go from where we were quite a bit more north. And so similar, that's why we picked it. It was kind of happy medium. Obviously, if you stay at the RV parks up by Grand Ole Opry, you're right there. I don't know if you can walk, but you can, it's very close. But your hike into downtown would have been further.
It would have.
So Google Maps, I believe, had it at like 30 to 40 minutes. So Lord only knows.
And the KOA did not have jet skis and stand-up paddle boards.
Or a water park.
Or
an ice cream shop. We didn't use that part of it. We found other ice cream. We found better ice cream. So,
true.
All right. So our anchors, we talked about this in our Wisconsin Dells. Our anchors are our big things that we like to make sure we hit. I know what mine were, but I'll let you start and then I'll fill with mine.
So mine were definitely like the Ryman, the Opry, and hot chicken.
Yep. Sorry, you threw me off there. I was expecting Country Music Hall of Fame.
No,
and I got chicken.
I actually wasn't that intrigued to go to the Country Music Hall of Fame.
I was intrigued, but we'll get into an attraction.
Chicken took a higher ranking.
As it normally does.
Sure.
I would say we were heavier in attractions than we were in food in Nashville. I'm not saying that in terms of food was necessarily bad in Nashville.
No,
some of the
not
food
at
we
all.
had was great, or just kind of, it was good, but you kind of look at the price tag and go, eh.
Yeah, it was a little expensive, but I would actually say the contrary. I think that a lot of the food we had was pretty decent.
Yeah, okay. And I'm taking some things now because we RV. We don't eat every meal out. Obviously, if you fly in, stay in a hotel, you're kind of stuck. I'm not, bringing a hot plate with me to make food. Although now it's in her head that she's going to try and do that.
No, absolutely not. We've already addressed that. I don't cook.
So we ate most breakfasts minus one at the RV.
Yep.
We actually ate most lunches and I believe a couple of dinners. At least one dinner.
At least one, yeah.
At the rig. So obviously not going to talk about those. But with that, let's just dive right into the food. And I want to start with the one that was not the biggest surprise by any means, but probably my favorite.
Was it chicken?
It was chicken.
See, chicken was on the list. Told you.
So we're talking about Hattie B's hot chicken, hot Nashville. I forget what the actual terminology. Yeah. Hattie B's, which now I didn't know. So the original is in Nashville. The one that we ate at was the second one ever, and now they're everywhere.
There's even one here in Dallas.
There is. I popped up. We were doing something in Dallas, and I was looking for somewhere to eat lunch, and it popped up. I was like, but I was like, I feel like it has the potential to ruin us, though, because can it be as good as the one in Nashville, kind of a thing?
I still want to try it.
Yeah, I do too. You gotta have to get another reason for me to go away over there.
So yes, I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. Now, I can also see that you might burn yourself out on it. And so it was nice to have every once in a while.
I was going to say, the sides were all good. They had some of the little things, but at the end of the day, I'd rather you do one thing incredibly well with a couple of good things than do 40 things just kind of okay.
And in my opinion, they did 2 things well. 1, the chicken, but 2, that waffle.
Okay, but it's focus on the chicken for a minute.
I don't know that
we're adding a waffle in with the sides because it's not an entree. It's like an
Right.
appetizer or starter or whatever you want to call it. So, but the chicken itself, crunchy, juicy, across the board.
Good flavor.
The chicken itself, if you didn't put a sauce on it, it's just got a very mild spice to it.
It was very nice.
Yeah. Where you can get in trouble is that spice level.
Ask him how he knows.
The hot sauce. Mine was the right amount for me. I would argue just a scooch on the spicy side, but considering what I was having, I was good with it.
Yeah.
And I got medium.
I was going to say, and that was kind of planned that you still wanted to enjoy it.
So I have a theory that, I mean, if I want to eat something spicy for the hey darn heck of it, give me one bite.
Right.
And it's like, I can do this gunk and then like hot ones kind of a thing. Like I did it. I'm sweating and drooling and I've dumped milk all down my face. But yeah. So I believe that you can be spicy, but you have to have flavor still. And so spicy for spicy's sake is just annoying. Spicy for flavor, bueno, as long as this, again, doesn't cross that line. So medium was the right amount for me. You did mild, I think.
I did, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, mild was a good one. They almost had two different menus of it, too. It was interesting because it was separated.
Oh, yeah?
Because they had, in one little 3 section, they had mild, medium, and hot. And then they like skipped some stuff, had another box. And then it was extra hot, flaming hot, and something ridiculous like Inferno or just, again.
I title that as bad decisions.
Yeah, so what I told in my head and what we said in the video was that first 3 is the reasonable everyday doers. I know that I don't have the highest spice tolerance, so there's people that may like hot. Medium was right for me. If I wasn't in the mood for spicy, I would do mild because I didn't find mild very spicy.
No.
But if I wanted it to be spicy, I'd go medium. Hot would probably be too much for me.
I would have called it flavorful, the mild.
I agree. The other one, novelty.
Exactly.
Here on, I want flames coming out my you-know-what.
Now, you said that you don't have much spice tolerance, but
I said not that much spice
I'm
tolerance.
going to throw a little caveat that I think you do compared to the average population, so kind of take what we're saying with that grain of salt.
Well, and that's why I tried to phrase it not that spice tolerance, like for hot. Like hot is just a little over the line. Could I eat it? Probably. Would I enjoy it? Not as much as mild.
No.
Or medium, sorry. So the sides were all pretty solid. I'm not going to lie. My biggest disappointment was kind of like, I mean, there's sides. It's kind of like barbecue places. Like you don't, I mean, if you find a barbecue place that has amazing meats and amazing sides, you've hit the jackpot.
Absolutely.
Most barbecue places, the sides are just kind of okay. They're not the star of the show. They're an accompanying cast.
I'd take it or leave it on the sides.
Yeah, the mac and cheese was okay. It was probably the least thing, but mac and cheese hard to get right when you cook it in big quantities.
Yep.
Because it gets that weird congealed squishy version, and that's what it was. There was, what were the grits?
I don't remember.
It was like a corn grit or something like that. That was really good in my opinion. So, I mean, it didn't outshine the chicken, which is an important part, but there's Lauren's favorite, the
waffle.
And I will say it is not like a Belgian waffle.
No.
It's like a little handheld, and for those of you listening, think like a dollar-sized pancake or
maybe.
I forget the size. It's not very big. We're talking maybe 3 or 4 inch diameter ish, give or take. So it comes with 2, and it is more of like it's not like a stroop waffle, but it's somewhere between like a American Belgian waffle and a stroop waffle.
It's kind of sweet, kind of
it's very
crispy.
Sweet. No, not kind of sweet. It's sweet.
It was perfect to combat like the spice and flavor of the chicken. So you had a little bit of sweet, a little bit of heat.
But it's got a little bit of a crunch to it because there's almost like a sugary coating to it. But it was very good. But it is on the fluffier side, like a Belgian waffle. But it is stroop waffles are a little crunchier and thinner. But it is like that where it's got the same crunch on the outside. So I would go back to Hattie B's in a freaking heartbeat.
I would too.
The one in Dallas, you're still gonna have to work on me for.
That's fine. I'll go. You stay.
Okay. Other food wise, and this is where it kind of gets all over the place because this was also very much so a vacation first for us. So we kind of just chilled and laid back and did some things. So our very first night there, we got takeout from a takeout only Italian place.
That was right up the road in a little shopping center. You could have blinked and missed it.
Yeah.
You can't even eat in the restaurant.
It is one of those situations where if you drove past it, you'd probably look at it and go, no.
It completely. But I think it was called Tuta di Gio?
Yeah, something like that.
Gio?
Something very Italian in that ballpark.
And it was delicious.
That's some of the best Italian food I've ever had.
Absolutely.
And we're kind of connoisseurs of pasta.
Of the carbs.
Of all the carbs. Yeah, they had like the fried risotto balls.
Yeah, you got
arancini.
Didn't you get gnocchi?
We got a couple of dishes and shared them.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And so I think we got a pizza, which was phenomenal.
That was so good.
We got like a gnocchi in like a cream sauce or something like that. That was really good. It was like a garlic cream sauce. And then we got the arancini.
And you guys can slaughter us later for all the bad pronunciation, but that's okay. It was delicious.
Just go eat it. You'll pronounce it however you want to.
We also or did you have anything else on that one?
Go for it.
We also tried Bakersfield tacos. They had gotten some really good reviews.
This is downtown.
This is back in town, or back in downtown. And I would call it more like upscale kind of tacos,
So
some different flavors.
I dump tacos into 3 different categories. You got fancy pants tacos, Bakersfield qualifies.
Bakersfield qualifies.
You got like taco truck, actually good, really like Mexican street tacos, which fancy tacos try to be, but they're fancier meats and stuff. And then you got white people tacos. That's what we make at home, kind of a thing. It's just ground beef and cheese and lettuce and tomato. That's fine. And we don't even do the lettuce. We just do ground beef and cheese.
It's got to be a flour tortilla. So yes, it was a little expensive, I would say.
It's on the pricier side.
And the flavors just weren't to our profiles as much, maybe.
So you can order you can get. I think we did like a family thing where you get like 6 or 8 tacos or something like that.
Yeah, different flavors.
And they're small. They're not they're little street tacos. So think like corn tortilla, again, almost the size of the waffle. So not huge. For me, they were like 3 to 4 bites a piece. Yeah. I think there were probably just a few more for you because, big guy over here goes faster and harder.
Okay.
And I remember getting the pork was the best one in my opinion.
But I don't eat pork, so I was out of luck.
And I tried El Pastor. I don't like the sweet.
Yeah.
And that's sweeter because of the pineapple and everything. And it's just not my cup. I love pineapple, but by itself, not on other stuff.
The chicken was okay.
Dry.
Yeah, it was dry. And then I tried a fish taco, which didn't have as much flavor as I would have liked. Yeah. Surprisingly.
I would say across the board, the flavor was just kind of okay. It wasn't bad by any means. No. But for the dollar amount spending in our palate, it just wasn't necessarily our cup of tea. The restaurant itself was kind of a cool vibe.
Yeah, it was.
We were right at the beginning, the entrance of it, so we didn't get to see as much of it. We also went a little on the earlier side, apparently, and they were maybe still kind of getting up and going.
It sure seemed like that. A little word to the wise. We were also going to get a margarita. And
oh, yeah, I forgot about this.
Dear goodness. And so when you priced it out, like if each of us got 1 or 2 margaritas, it was actually cheaper to do the pitcher.
Yeah, if we both got 2.
As it commonly is.
I think it was one of those where if we bought 3 margaritas, you might as well buy the pitcher.
Exactly. So we were like, well, then we'll just do the pitcher. Oops.
Apparently that's for like 12 people.
That's a big pitcher. That was
I think we both ended up having like 4 margaritas.
Yeah.
I think the cups were smaller than what the ones came in.
I do, but our cups, I don't think had as much ice in them either.
I agree.
And so, yes, I think we each ended up drinking 4 margaritas out of the pitcher. So just remember that, y'all. Drive safe.
Well, and I will say, they weren't the weakest margaritas we ever had. They weren't the strongest, but they definitely weren't the weakest.
No, and especially 4 later, we were all right.
By the time we were done with that, we were pretty much done. I think we were talking about doing a few other things, and after that, we kind of threw in the towel for the day and said, you know what, let's just find some ice cream and go home.
And don't you dare come at me with your logic that we didn't have to finish the pitcher.
That's just there are starving kids in Ethiopia that could have drank
wasteful.
That. Yeah, they probably couldn't have because underage, but. And then right from there, well, I'll stay on regular food, I guess. I
think that was all the regular food.
I think that actually was all the regular food. We ate in the rig quite a bit on this trip because that was the relaxing section of the trip. And so we did hang out there quite a bit.
We did 2 other kinds of things, not regular food. We did Five Daughters Bakery.
Yep. So this was breakfast on your breakfast. Use that term incredibly loosely.
Incredibly.
More like diabetes coma land.
And I regret nothing. I
regret some things.
It was good.
It was
I really liked it.
It was very good. I'm just saying, like, my foot tingled for a week after that.
They had coffee. That was good. You had something savory, like.
So I can't if I do too many sweets in the morning, I get an upset stomach. I know, shocking. In the evening, all day long, or whatever. But I need to eat something, and so I got like a sausage biscuit. To this day, probably the best biscuit I've ever had.
Right.
Now the sausage biscuit was phenomenal too, but I would argue I could just eaten 3 of those biscuits by themselves.
Yeah.
So
it was really good.
Their big famous thing is the 100-layer donut, which is fancy for cronut.
That's right.
Same idea. I think the pastry's a little different, so I don't want to call it that, but same kind of concept. The good thing for us and our doctors is that they had minis that you could do like samplers of, but there was one that I wanted. I think it was that maple bacon or maple whatever that they didn't have any minis, or they didn't have any left. One of the two. So We ended up with, I got the sausage, egg and cheese, or not bagel, biscuit.
Yeah.
We both got a coffee. And then we ended up with like, I think,
6.
was it 6 mini donuts that we each had a half of? And then one of the big, it was a hunker. I mean, these things were bigger than the dang waffles.
That's true. They were.
So maybe if you stack the waffle on top of each other and then pulled them apart a little bit. But very, very, very good. Very, very, very sweet.
Yes.
So if you're not into super sweet stuff, not your cup of tea.
I thought they were great. I would go back.
I would absolutely go back too, just maybe a little less or spread them out, one of the two. Or do it exactly the same way you did based on that face. So what was the other place?
All right. So the last one that I can recall is the ice cream place.
Oh, yeah. The Tipsy Scoop.
It's booze-infused ice cream.
I'm not sure how we found that.
I did.
Okay. So this was after Bakersfield. We were just kind of, we wanted to walk around because we were full.
Yeah.
And trying to wear off the margaritas.
So this was also, again, my birthday. So we did the tacos and the ice cream because ice cream is my favorite food group. And when I saw that they had booze infused, I was like, well, I mean, why not? It's my birthday. Might as well.
And I know what you're saying. Like, oh, it just has the flavor of it. Nope.
No.
Like, straight up, you have to be 21 and up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's surprisingly, you don't taste much of it.
Nope, you sure don't.
But I sure as heck did feel it. Well, it didn't help that the gallon of margaritas that was sitting in my stomach.
So for reference, we each got a serving of whatever flavor we wanted. And then we purchased 4 pints to leave with.
Okay.
We bought enough to get a bag.
We each we got a complimentary gift bag for a purchase of $100 or more. In all fairness, 1 pint for me, 1 pint for you, and then you gave 2 away.
I did.
And your pint is still in the fridge.
I'm so proud of you for not having touched it yet. But
it has been in jeopardy for weeks.
Okay. There was that little thing called my surgery where I couldn't.
Yeah.
So we're going to give like 6 weeks to that because that was big.
So at 7 weeks, it's all mine.
Anyways.
When I get back from the next trip, it's mine if it's not gone.
Just going to hide it. I'll never find it.
That was all of the food. There is more that we didn't do, obviously. I will say all of the big country stars have a place down there now.
Yeah.
Jason Aldean has a place. Blake Shelton. Full warning, they don't actually have, it's their name, but those companies buy naming rights and make a restaurant. Some of them are involved with them. Some of them are less involved with them. Couldn't tell you who did what and what did who.
Not really my cup of tea necessarily.
If you just want like some traditional, like, American, then go for it. It's fine. We actually ate at Jason Aldean's place in Gatlinburg.
Right.
And it was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad by any means, but it wasn't very like mom and poppy. It felt like a chain, even though it is. But I mean, like even the one-offs still kind of feel like chains because at the end of the day, chain restaurants own them. So, and I'm adjusting.
Okay.
As far as attractions.
Yes.
We did the Ryman Auditorium.
We did.
We did the Opry House.
The Opry
Almost
House.
like Grand Ole Opry.
Almost.
Don't want those nasty grams again. And then we also did the Country Music Museum and Hall of Fame.
Yes.
I'm going to go from least favorite to favorite.
Okay.
And so we can move past it. The Country Music Hall of Fame. It's fine.
It was my least favorite too.
It was my least favorite thing we did the entire trip.
Yep.
And somehow it was also one of the more expensive ones.
The tacos were better.
Because there was tacos.
Exactly.
If they had tacos, then who knows?
There were margaritas.
It's so, and I understand it's a museum.
Yeah.
But it's a Hall of Fame and museum. So the Hall of Fame is realistically just the Ring of Honor, the circle, in the, I forget what they call it. I'm going to call it an atrium. I know that's not right, but the big circle room.
Yeah.
Rotunda. There it is. And it's got all the people that have been inducted. It's apparently more exclusive than I thought it was. There are less people up there. I thought there'd be a lot more.
I thought so too.
One of the coolest things is in the lobby, and it's free. You can walk in, and it has a wall of a lot of #1 albums.
Oh, yeah.
So in that building, every #1 album dating back to like the 30s is in a plaque somewhere in that building. Now, I don't know where they all are, but this wall is the biggest combination of all of them in one spot, and it's huge. Yeah. I mean, it's 3-4 stories tall.
Okay.
So would I spend the money on it again? Absolutely not.
Nope.
So then I would go from there to the Opry House.
Agreed.
And I like this. Don't take that wrong. it is a produced thing. Like they've which isn't a bad thing because you when you first get there, you sit down in like a little theater kind of thing, and there's a what do you call it, 5 to 8 minute long presentation. But it's like a stage show with projection mapping and all that stuff. Feels like Disney Imagineers came in and did their thing.
Sure. Which isn't bad.
Yeah, and Garth Brooks hosted it, and there was a bunch of other people in it, and so it was good. It gave you the knowledge base you needed before you went into the thing and went backstage.
Sure.
I think you had it spot on when you said, it's cool, but I would almost come to a show, and then they do a thing where you come back and do the backstage tour after the show.
Yes.
That sounds like more fun than what we did.
That's past our bedtime.
Most things are past our bedtime.
But no, if I were going to do it, that's the way that I would do it. I think that you get a lot more feel.
Yeah.
Like seeing the Opry House is one thing, but I think seeing the Opry would have been so different.
Yeah, and I think that's, we'll get to that in our wrap up here in just a second, but you do get to go, now you don't get to go on stage for that one. We did get to go on stage because they happened to be okay. And then literally, what was it, 3 weeks later is when they were doing the Opry 100 celebration. So that was kind of cool to look back and go, oh, that's fun. I mean, we were just
we
there.
stood there,
Right, and they let us stand in the circle, which as much as everybody makes a big deal of the circle, I'm really surprised they let everybody stand on the circle.
I was too. I didn't understand
I
that.
almost didn't because it felt wrong. And I know you probably, if you don't know what I'm talking about, research the Ryman stage at the Grand Ole Opry Circle.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to leave it off with my favorite, and I think it's your favorite too.
It is.
There, and we got a little spoiled because of this one, was the Ryman Auditorium.
That was neat.
Yeah. So it's by far a much more historical place. It was built in 50s.
Oh, I don't remember.
It was built as a tabernacle originally,
Right.
because Ryman, the dude Ryman, was the
dude.
It's not Jeff Bridges. He had a what were the boats back then with the big paddle wheel? Like a casino paddle wheel boat that was on the Mississippi or whatever river's there. And he would run gambling stuff down there. Well, then he went to this revival, got saved, became very religious, and then he built this tabernacle for that pastor. And so he preached there, music, that kind of stuff. And then it just kind of stuck around. The Grand Ole Opry was there until the 70s?
We should have studied more.
Yeah, probably. Okay. The Grand Ole Opry had a stint there, but the Grand Ole Opry at the time was kind of bouncing around. And then they were there for like 25 or 30 years.
So you're saying it wasn't big enough anymore. They needed more space.
Yeah, so the Grand Ole Opry had outgrown it. They built the Opry House, which is what we just talked about a second ago, which is the home of the Grand Ole Opry. That circle that we talk about on the stage was cut out from the Ryman stage, apparently multiple times.
Because
so
it kept
not
flooding.
The original, and it's from the original stage. But even they were said like there's not that wood is. I mean, wood goes bad. So like there's a section of it that's still original, but that's it. Its nickname is the Mother Church of Country Music. It's one of those rare venues that the acoustics in the room are just insane, kind of a thing.
Crazy cool.
You got the stained glass on the back wall, and that's actually windows.
I feel like you can feel the history, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
It's not commercialized. It's not in that same way. Like
not
you
as
can
bad.
Feel how historic and important it was.
I would argue the museum pieces they had there made more sense than what the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum had.
I agree.
Now, granted, there was a lot less of them.
Yeah, and I think that was the one where we also really lucked out that our
pure dumb luck
tour guide, it was just us on the tour.
We paid for a backstage group tour and it ended up just being us and our tour guide. He's like, okay, private tour.
There was this huge group that went in the one ahead of us. And then when we got there, he was like, any more in your party? We were like, nope. So here we go.
I don't know.
So,
which was fun because then it was way more of just a conversation.
It was.
And we literally, because sometimes you get in those big groups and you're like, I'm not going to ask the question.
No.
Like, I don't want to be the guy that keeps us here. And that's what it felt like when we did the Grand Ole Opry tour.
I
probably could have, or the Opry House, sorry. Whatever, same thing.
No, it's not the same thing.
But yeah, I agree with you that that made the tour. We got to hang out on the stage a little bit more and ask questions. Because of my live event stuff, I got a little nerdy with some of the AV equipment and stuff they use. So I started asking about that and tying into the older building. But and we got a little bit more time in some of these spots because normally they have to rotate people in and out, and where we got to just kind of hang out and sit on, well, not sit on, but see the place where June and Johnny Cash met and just that kind of stuff. And so that was really cool to me. So
It was. Well, and I also feel like because there weren't as many questions, he was able to tell more stories.
Right.
So it was just a neat
Like
experience.
the people that have been kicked out.
Yeah.
And not ever allowed back, that kind of a thing. So, all right. Well, what are your big, like, okay, you got to know this before you go to Nashville, or
Yeah.
make sure and check this out.
So I would definitely do the Ryman, and I would do the Opry House, but I would do a show at the Opry House and
Yep, I
just the
agree.
tour at the Ryman. If you are
I would
going,
do a show at the Ryman.
I mean, I would, but I enjoyed the tour just as well, it seems. But if you're going with a family, then maybe consider staying at one of the RV parks. If you're just going as a couple, probably just get a hotel room and stay downtown.
I think it depends on what you're doing. If you're full timing, then obviously just take the RV.
Sure,
But
yeah.
if you're like, for us, we talked about, like, I'm glad we RV'd it. But the next time we go, because I figured we will at some point, I think we're going to time it along a show we want to see.
Yes.
Which means we'll probably, knowing us, drive in and then just stay at one of the hotels downtown somewhere. Like, have all the next day, go to the show, sleep in the next day, and then kind of go from there. So a couple of nights max, kind of a thing.
And then get you some Hattie B's, hot chicken, and do go to Five Daughters. Get you some cronuts.
There's more than one. The original one's downtown, but there are more than one. We went to the one that was up by the Grand Ole Opry. It was maybe 5-10 minutes from there. So it's close to those northern RV parks.
Right.
And there is one at an area called 5th and Broadway. It's where the Hattie B's also is. It's like a shopping little loop. It's actually right by the Ryman as well. They're all kind of right there together. So
hit all of our favorites right there one day.
Yep, get you some Lou Casey boots.
Oh no.
Some Wrangler jeans. They had all these stores right here.
Oh, they did.
So it was just like fancy country western apparel, that kind of stuff.
I just meant the cronuts and then the hot chicken and then the Ryman. Those are our favorites.
Oh yeah, we guess we only had to stay within like a block and a half of everything. Right. So, all right, if you have questions about Nashville, please let us know. We'd be happy to answer them. You can do that either through the comments here on YouTube if you're watching it, or in the show notes. If you go down, if you're listening to this on podcast, Apple, whatever platform you like, you can get to our contact us form via our website. That also has all the other information about us. Also, I forgot to mention to the top of the show, we're on a new channel, if you didn't figure that out. So we are now officially just on the RV Shenanigans podcast channel. As of this morning, we gained 2 more subscribers. So we're up to 8.
Exciting.
Maybe 9 by the time I look at it.
Our moms did subscribe.
Also, the very first episode that came out on that channel came out today or yesterday. And so it's going to take a minute. We understand that. So, but if you are from the Miller's Emotion side, please make sure to go over and check out that and subscribe. We would appreciate it.
You got it.
Thank you so much for watching / listening, and we'll catch you guys next week.